So that's, oops, this S is kind of sticky-uppy. And then an F and a Y. So let's see what size F so I have here. I'm going to do a big F. And I'm going to do a Y. And that's on the next board. I'm trying to be careful with this so then I don't pop all letters out. And then I'll put them back into my little sleeve. Test. So now I'm just working with the arrangements of the lettering and chipboards as a mask. My original idea was I was going to put some adhesive on there, but it's okay. So now I'm just going to do this and go for that. This black could be blacker. There we go. It's very wet. I mean, that's okay. Do some blue. Excuse me. I don't know how much that's going to show. And I just want a tad of green. Green. Okay, so this is what it turned out to be like. So that was pretty neat. I'm going to grab my markers, sorry for my reach, and I'm going to outline them, but I'm not sure what color. Maybe I'm going to try purple. See how that works. So I'm going to outline them. And see how that looks. Easy enough process. It was quite easy. Oops, getting out of line here. I'm wrecking my own beautiful thing. So now I just gotta think of what else to add to the page to intensify it. Which I'm not sure. I just wanted to try out the masking. I know the inks tend to bleed on the paper, and it's not been gessoed or anything like that, so I want to test that out. That's cool. So I'm gonna dip my sponge into the glycerin, go to the side, and see how this works. Because the stamp is very, or the stencil is very, got long pieces without, I don't know, it's easy to pull away. I have to be very slow and careful with it so I don't get any glycerin under the, otherwise I'm just going to have a big mess and I'll have to start all over. So I'm going to be very, very careful dipping this. I don't think I need to pour as much glycerin in there as I did, but we'll see if this works. It should work. So I'm just going to do that all over. into my glycerin, back onto my stamp, and I'm just going to go all over, or I mean not my stamp, my stencil. I'm going to go all over the dragon. Now I gotta go quickly because actually it seems like it's drying up pretty good. So let's see how this is gonna work here. Don't want to make a mess of it. Okay, that's it. I'm removing my stencil. There's my dragon. I am going to grab Kaleidoscope embossing powder. I got quite a bit of glycerin on some spots, so see how this works. To test. Okay, so that should be a piece of paper here. That should be good. Oh, that looks like it worked well. I'm going to use the opposite side of my sponge to just sweep up that. It looks like it worked well, so I'm going to dry it. Now I'm going to push you closer or pull you down closer. Sorry for the wiggling, so then you guys can see that I'm going to emboss it, so hold on one second. Okay. But now I have a red hand. Was that saying caught you red-handed? Anyway, yeah, that was so funny. So, the embossing powder I chose was not the right. I should have done something more, not Kaleidoscope, I should have done the clear. But, whatever. It is what it is. So this is what it looks like now. So that's pretty neat. It's not hideous. It's not hideous. So, now I should. So, I dried it a little bit. My dragons are looking a little smudged. I'm going to add a little darkness to them. Just with my fingers. And there we go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my Copic. And redo this writing. Have a little bit of the purple. Should have done a thinner. And I was hoping that the purple would smear a bit, actually more, or like spread, but not that thick. So the purple is kind of smeared in there, but I wanted it a little more smeared, but oh well. So that looks kind of neat. It's looking a little bumpy. So I don't know, that's it so far. That's it so far. I think I'm going to pause it for a minute here. So I decided to try a little bit of black embossing. I kind of spread some more of the, what am I thinking of that word? Glycerin on from the stencil. I just kind of rubbed it from the edges in. Just enough, not like re-stamping it, but just enough to catch some. I'm hoping to catch some black because it's not defined enough for me, the dragon. So I'm hoping that will do it. Oh, I think it will. The bad choice was the whatchamacallit, whatever kind it was the last time. Kaleidoscope. Although some of the glycerin didn't quite spread all over his nose and stuff. I think it's much better impression. So now I'm just going to pause it and get his embossing going. Okay, so I did emboss that and I put my letters back on because I decided I wanted to redo some of the ink here. I wanted to do something a little darker, and I'm not sure if I want to go for the purple first. I'm going to try, but I want to do a little bit more inking. Oh, this is the brown. It's brown. And I want to do a little bit more darker. Not so pinky. Oh, well, look at that. That just totally dripped out. Crud. We'll just dry that up a bit. So now I'm going to do something very, very bright here with the pink perhaps. Then go with the purple again. And I have blue, and I'm just going to drip blue like this. It's going to kind of get that little neat peacock eye look if I get it right. And I like that look. Pulls the ink from behind and changes the color. It's really cool. Playing with ink is really, really cool because it does a lot of neat stuff. And these are just the homemade spray inks that I made with the markers and alcohol spray from Dollarama. So this is that so far. Now I'm going to have to let it dry a bit, so I'm going to dry it a bit without trying to leave the letters on. Okay, so I dried it, my letters moved, but that's okay. I kind of wish this background would have bled a lot more here in the letters. Of course the Copic didn't bleed, but I should use the black marker like this, because now I wish the Copic would have bled more. but I'm going to go over it and hopefully I can get it to bleed more. And I have an idea. I'm going to go over it. I want to get more of a spread on the marker. And I kind of messed up my T here. Darn, but it's okay. It's not going to be showing when I'm done with it too badly. So I'm going to go over it with the regular marker. I really should have used this one. And the purple really didn't bleed a lot either. Perhaps I should go over it with purple as well. Because I was really hoping that would bleed more. So I'm going to just go over it. You guys are thinking, what the heck is she doing? And I'm going to go on the inside a little bit more with the purple. Still learning how to play with these inks and markers. Learning all about their reactions, so it's good to make practice cards. And oh, I didn't do the black with this one, so I have to do the black. Practicing with different things. I'm hoping this will bleed more and give it a more look of like this. This black was not intended there, but oh well, we'll work with it. And we'll hope that this works. Okay, so now my plan is just to go straight with alcohol spray, no color, and see if that works. I don't think I've ever done that, and see how that messes with the smearing of the inks. It's all in fun. Oh, it's doing it really nice here. Intensify, intensify for me. Oh, come on. Hey, even the black is working better now in the Copic, doing it straight. Spray. I like it. The T's not going as spread as I like. That is better. That is way better than what I had before, so I'm happy with that now. I'm going to put a tad of, is this orange? No. Orange on it. There, just to give it a bit of a more color on the words. Yay! Okay, that's better. I'm going to try to draw it from high up. I know it's probably going to kind of really mess with my design, but I really wanted that. Yeah, see the messing with my ink up there. That's okay, I guess. That's okay, I guess. Well, I could just add more to blend it in, maybe. I really liked some of that look up here, though, but let's see how it, oops, worked. I really like the way that looked. Now I'm just going to add more red down here. it's not blending very well with the regular ink. And splotch it up more. See how that turns out. Okay, I'm going to dry it more here. That looks perfect. What do you think? I think it looks perfect. Great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm going to let it dry a bit now. Now I'm going to work on my letters. My letters that I used for masking, I am also going to use again. So, I don't know, if you can see them. And this one's flipped. Now I'm going to use a stamp on them. And I love my music note stamp, so I'm going to use this one. I haven't used it in a long time. Now I'm going to use my stays on, and I'm bumping you guys, sorry. So I'm going to stamp it up here. Stamp it up. I'm going to stamp them with my music note. This rubber is getting a little hard. I'm going to have to condition it. Sorry for the wiggling. It's going to look cute. So I'm going to stamp it up. And then I'm going to, as well, do my edging on it. I usually do it the other way. I'm just going to do it this way just because. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I like to get more on there. There we go. That's cute. Very cute. Okay, so with that done, I'm just gonna use my Copic and do the edges with it like this. So I'm just gonna go around the whole thing on each letter. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pause it quickly. What do I want to add? I think I'm gonna add these numbers. And I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to, because I was either going to add texture like this. Sometimes I like to ink and then do modeling paste, or sometimes I like to model paste and do ink. So that's what I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So I know it's sounds weird to do it after, but it's not actually all that weird. So I'm going to do some inking. I'm only doing half the, I don't want to do It's a Day to Remember on there. So I want to just have the numbers. And I'm not going by like whatchamacallit, evenly, doing evenly or anything like that. I'm purposely doing it quite kind of crazy. So then it looks great. like that. I'm loving it. So that's the numbers. Now I'm going to dry this a little bit more because my paper is wet. And then I would like to put the letters on top. Actually, no, before I put the letters on top, I want to add a little bit more texture to it. So I'm going to dry a little bit first, okay? Okay, so a lot has been done to this page to get it up to this point. And you guys might still think I'm crazy. So I'm going to add some texture, other texture to the page. And I'm choosing not to dye it, sorry for my reach, to the color of the page. Or, you know, like the ink, the modeling paste, you can put glue, paint on it. I'm choosing to not do that. So I'm just going to leave it white and add some texture here. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to finish up some texture down here. Kind of make a little sense of it, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm wiggled. That's not cool. Don't wiggle. Okay, pick it up. Do you see that? And I'm going to probably put a little more right here. I'm going to carefully put that down because I don't want to smudge what I just did up here or down at the bottom there. So I'm just going to put some down here. And that's it. We are done. Hopefully I didn't smudge it too much. Nope. Now, I could use the reverse of the modeling paste, like I do use it on a lot of things. I reverse it just like you know when you do paint, but I will not this time because I don't want that look. So I'm going to leave it like this for now, and I'm going to wipe up this. I'm going to dry it, so give me a few seconds. So I dried the page. So like I said, I dried the page, and now I'm going to go back over it with the stencil and try and match it up as best as I can. I have it flipped. They're homemade stencils, so. Did I do this right? Okay, so I'm going to try to match up as best I can. I'm not going to do too like crazy, and I'm going to put some brown spray on just to kind of tint the white. Without going too crazy over it because I don't want it all over too badly. And I'm going to quickly spot dry it. Okay, so I didn't quite pick up as much brown as I want, but I really don't want to go on it too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my metallic gold, and I'm going to add my metallic gold to it. So if I can reach it right here, go in with my metallic gold and dry brush it on just onto my scales. I wanted it somewhat brown. I might have too much. There's a little bit of stuff in there, so adding a little more moisture. I really don't want gold all over the page. Just on the scales. I wanted to kind of just lift the scales up a bit. And actually the gold is really turning out nice, so I should have went with that plan to begin with. So that's the gold, and now I'm going to heat dry it for a couple seconds here, just like that. Then I want to go over it with a little bit of ink, just barely. So hold on to your shorts. I'm just going to go over a tad to pull in the letters. I want to go over just the scales so that you're kind of not too pushy with this. And it's not enough ink on here. I didn't push hard enough, but I don't really want it all over. So let's try it again. Just a little bit. I don't really want it all over the page. I just want the scales to kind of pick it up. Perfect. Because I already have what I want on the page for the letters. Good. Perfect. So if you can see the page now, this is what it's looking like. I think this needs to be just a tad higher. Sorry guys. There. Now I gotta figure out how do I want to glue these guys on. Do I want them on dots or just glued on? Now I'm thinking I'm just going to glue them on, but now do I need a coat on there? You know what? I'm just going to put a sealer. No! Coat on the whole. I said no! Thing. Just to make it all. So, I got my other arm here. This is it so far, and I'm liking it. It's not too dramatic. Maybe I should have made it more intensified. I don't know. I was hoping that the letters would really smear, but they didn't quite smear the way I wanted to. They did okay. Or, you know, bleed. And that's my word. And I think I'm just going to glue them on like this instead of putting dots on them. Go get my glue going. This one's is clogged, and I'm not gonna play with it anymore. So here we go. And this one's clogged too. Why should that be any different? Come on. Grab a pin. Stick it in. Wow. I have to be Arnold, Mrs. Arnold to freaking get this. Oh. Okay, does the notes go up? I think they go up. The big ones go up. And that's that for that. So I'm going to get my big stick, stick it in there. You want to be like that. I get you for that. Okay, so that's that. I kind of should have had her a little bit more over. And kind of look like the silhouette or what, I don't know, it's, you know, like that T I messed up on though. I had it, she tilted, and then I marked it up wrong when I was outlining it. Kind of did it crooked, which made it look even more messed. But only you guys know that, and I know that, no one else, so we'll just keep it our secret. And I just got glue everywhere. F, and then the Y. Son of a gun. Glue on my jeans. My crafting jeans. It's luckily my crafting jeans. Seriously, I got a spot of resin on them. And I wear them everywhere. I'm always look like I have a wet spot because of the resin on my lap. It's only about the size of a dime, but still. It won't go away because it's resin. Anyway, that is done for the letters. Now I just got to tidy it up a bit. I'm not liking all the glue on this one. I totally decided to go ape crazy on gluing that little dot. Right there. Okay. So, this is my Intensify word. Now, I'm going to quickly dry it, and then I'm just going to go over it with some sealer, and then attach it to my journal. Hold on. So, this is what I have so far, and all the children are taking all of my scissors out of here. This is going to be trouble. I don't even know if I can cut with these ones. I'm going to have a talking with them. I'm going to go down the center if I can cut these antique scissors. Kids. And I've decided not to put the sealer on it yet, but I did spray hairspray on it to make sure nothing smears and that I don't damage the ink behind it, because now I'm done with wanting the ink to smear and stuff. And I'm grabbing my journal. This is the art journal that I'm choosing to put it in. So it is quite slanted. If you can see how it is very, I have, yeah, see that? It has this page here with this little, I was recycling and I used a piece of packing, something packing in there, and that really messed me up for doing any more journaling directly in my book. So now with this particular book especially, I decided to journal outside my book and then adhere them into my book, like so. So anyways, now we're going to use the, I have so much stuff here in the way I can't move. Now I'm going to use the, I'm going to pause this and move my stuff, and then I'm going to get my stuff gel medium out, this stuff, to get it in there. Okay? Okay, so I cleared away some of my crowding because it was driving me nuts. I couldn't move more than this. So, now I've decided to paste this into my art journal. with some gel medium. So I'm going to put that on here. Like so. So I'm actually really liking the gel medium for doing this part, adhering it to the, this is the matte medium too. I've tried it on top of projects, and the matte, of course, is very dull, which I wanted because I wanted to be able to write on it. So far my favorite thing to use it for is this, because you can put everything on here and just easily, without lifting your paper or curling your paper, which I love. I was always really struggling with that. So that's something new that I'm like, great. So my art journals in the future are going to look a lot better, I think, because they're not going to be so wavy, I suppose. I'm not sure if I actually put that in straight enough. And that's another thing, I can move it a little bit more. I like it. I just like this gel medium. I really do. I think I'm gonna I am actually gonna cover the top with Mod Podge though. Rather than just the gel medium, just because I like the look of the Mod Podge sealing of it on the finished product, on my finished art. So I'm being very generous because I don't really want to mess around with it too much, trying to stick it down. So I'm being really generous with the gel medium, just so that I can get it down and call it done, right? Because I don't want to be diddling-daddling with it and it coming up and kind of wrecking my project. That would be shameful. For shame. I'll make sure I get the edges really well. And okay, I'm going to pull it off again because the page underneath is kind of crinkled. I want to match it up to the edge of the binding wire thingamajiggy and not have my art getting rubbed on the edge of it continuously. Now, pain in the butt part because of that. One page I done. I can never get my art in here really easily. Another reason why. I think that I'm going to want to get some ones that you can take everything out and then put it in, and it'll be much smoother looking. And I think that'll work for me. Oh, perfect. It's a little larger than the page, which I could trim up, if you can see that. But this is just one white cardstock that I used on this page. So get that baby wipe there. And that's that so far. Can you see that? So now I'm just going to put some Mod Podge over it. I'm just going to use my matte Mod Podge. Before I do that, I'm going to add some ink to the edging. So I'm going to have to cut this puppy down. I found my scissors in my mess. And so I'm going to cut it down a bit. Perfect. I'm fine with that part. That's good. I don't mind it overlapping on the edges a bit. So just when it gets to be a little much, it makes it look a little too messy. So that's with the edges off. Now I'm just going to rub with my older stamp pad, black. I don't mind rubbing the ink pad. It's so worn, so it doesn't bother me to do that. But if you do it with a newer one, you're going to wear out your pad really quickly. Just a warning. And I kind of want that heavier look on the edges, so I'm not doing it too carefully. But I want the edges done, so it looks complete. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother. Well, I probably should bother with down the center a bit. I seem to always forget to do that before I get them in. But I glued it so many times on the binding thingies here that it doesn't want to call up right. That's good. So now I'm just going to do the Mod Podge. And I'm going to use my larger brush for that because I'm just going to go over the whole thing. And I sprayed it down with a bit of hairspray just so nothing smears, so I don't have to be very careful. So it's going to look good. Go around my letters a bit, you know, just so then glue didn't pile up. And I like the little, it's matte, but it's still a little glossier than the gel medium, so I like that look. It's not like super silk gloss, but it's a nicer gloss, I think, and I like it. This one has a little bit of a drier brush, which is probably better. And that's it. Now I'm just going to quickly dry that. So hold on a second. Okay, so I am done my Intensify page. And this is what it looks like. Oh, that's bad lighting. But anyway, that's what it looks like. It was easy, not overthinking, and I kind of had an idea of, like, as soon as I picked the word, I wanted to go something like that. And so that's the page of the one-word challenge that was on All Things Creative. So I'll post a picture up, and then later on this video will be up. Thanks guys. Bye.